Otherwise, like you said, there's nothing else to lock him down. Perhaps you could see a silence coming out from one of these heroes, maybe, but even that's doubtful. There's no real, natural Orchid carriers in the team. I guess we'll see how it goes. IG, TNC Predator, first matchup for the night. Of course, it is a best of three upper bracket finals, and it could just go either way. Both teams pretty close to each other in terms of their group stage. Though I imagine
Yeah,
TNC is the heavy favorite.
they definitely are. Again, they did go. They only dropped one game in the group stages, so TNC is the favorite here. They were doing that with rather odd offlane picks. Although this time around, it does definitely feel a bit more standard, doesn't it, Mike? Offlane Necrophos, not really that out of left field. It's kind of more in line. It's much more of a traditional offlaner or core hero compared to what we've seen the past few days for sure.
It's good to see them taking it seriously. No more trolling around. They understand they're in the winner bracket final. Winner of this series does make it straight through to the grand final. And it's about time to just try and play it out seriously. Nevertheless, of course, IG not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. They've been performing fantastically over the past few days. And so the game started. Good luck's come out from Tim's.
Very cool of you.
IG. There we go. I thought that was going to be like
Yeah.
that no handshake moment. I was like, ooh, IG, my goodness. But not
Nah,
the
we're
case.
everyone's chill. Some bants in the lobby a while ago as well. That's pretty nice.
Armel, he'll be up against that emo Marana. How do you feel like this matchup goes for this Ember Spirit?
I think it definitely favors the Ember. Again, the early levels of Ember are just pretty much terrible. Your level 1 Flame Guard is just really bad. Sleight of Fist cooldown is insane. Searing Chains as
30
well,
seconds
not
to go.
amazing early game, but once you hit level 4, you will kind of hit your tempo and start getting bigger and bigger, and I think you should be able to take it over to Murana.
Now, I mean, that chains, not being able to leap out of that is going to be very, very painful for Emo if he does get caught out. But again, he's been having a fantastic time in the mid lane. We'll see who does come out on top. It's kind of weird, actually, to not see TNC playing a Kunkka right now, because they play that damn thing every single game. But this time around, no Kunkka. Look, IG, great start for them already. 3 bounty runes going out their way. Of course, the clockwork with the cogs, it's very hard to contest the top bounty rune when you've got dogfights there with cogs available at level 1.
Yeah, you can't really do anything about it for the most part. At the very least, the clockwork won't be that annoying against what looks to be. It won't be annoying to Cuckoo, it will be kind of annoying for Tims to try to harass. But, at the very least, for a while, you only have to face up against power cogs, which, again, won't really threaten a ranged core.
Top lane, dogfights, very frustrating with those cogs. Denying them as well, just to make sure you can't get that gold, and Cuckoo going to cop himself a Nether Blast. Tims will be there, though, on that Nyx Assassin. Of course, generally speaking, these Nyx Assassins, they just really want to get a quick level 6.
Yeah, that is what you want as a support Nyx. Overall, once you have your level 6, you can roam around, you can probably burst a couple of heroes down, really set things up for your team, so that level 6 is really important. You do want it fast, and Cuckoo and Tims will just share the lane evenly in terms of XP, it looks like.
Do you feel a bit shocked that they put the Terrorblade in the off lane? Like, I realize that the Pugna is there for the Necrophos, so you can't just Ghost Shroud and walk away. You'll always be scared of that Nether Blast coming out, but then again, putting Doodle in that offlane Terrorblade, like, he's doing okay now because he has Metamorphosis, but later on in the laning stage, it might be pretty hard for him up against the Weaver and Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, he's gonna have to sustain a lot as the lane goes on. His Metamorphosis does fade now, so there is an opening where you can just walk up as CM, spam Crystal Nova, walk back. Weaver gets a couple of right clicks. Sure, the right clicks don't hurt too much. Shukuchi will kind of hurt. It's 100 damage. It is magical, doesn't care for the armor. And Doodle has to be really careful with his positioning.
Mel and Emo making the chase out for the Regeneration Rune. Mel, He does get it, but the problem is he gets cancelled immediately by Emo. There was no bottle there to be able to bottle that up. The mid lane is very, very even as well. 9-2 we're at, and a 9-1 for Armel. So they are just trading farm right now, though. Again, like you said, it's more about getting those early levels up on Armel so he can get those chains up. And mind you, John, looking at his skill build right now, he actually goes for the level 1 Sleight of Fist very early.
Probably had to dodge an arrow. I think that's the main utility of that spell this early on. You can dodge projectiles. So he might have been forced to take it.
Top lane, Cuckoo gonna make the chase, though there will be a death pulse. They won't chase it any further because Dogfights is there with the battery assault. Tims has the impel in a second if he wants to throw it out, and it looks like they are gonna die for this. Cuckoo. Oh, double impel comes out. Tims found him. They'll find one at least, and Cuckoo will be the one to pick up the first blood. It looks like that'll be it for the moment. Dogfights, he'll just try and back off to safety. But a very, very nice stun out coming from Tims on that Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, definitely. So a double stun like that might have been really bad for Dogfights if he got stuck in a certain area in that forest, but does manage to slip out, and that is a good start for TNC.
Well, meanwhile, bot lane. Speaking of good start, Ninja Boogie, he'll find Ollie on that Winter Wyvern. We didn't quite catch how that happened, but I imagine it was a Crystal Nova that got the job done. Doodle, though, is there in that Metamorphosis now, but finds himself falling relatively low. Does still have a salve and the stick charges available, which he does use. Mid lane as well, the Mirana. Emo losing a lot of HP, Armel. He does have those chains up now. And even at level 1, you saw how much damage he did to that Mirana. Yeah, it was quite a lot.
Yeah, it definitely is a lot. It keeps you in place. We do see Ninja Boogie under the smoke. Emo still staying in that lane. Might be a bit dangerous.
Well, the Crystal Nova going to come out after the leap. It does connect. Sleight of Fist was not available to try and chain it up with the actual chains. So, Emo, he'll get away, but the thing is, with no regeneration, it's a lot of wasted time for him. Mind you, the salve will be coming out on that courier. And so he'll be back in the lane pretty damn soon. But you can really see the attention towards Emo is really there from the side of TNC already.
Yeah, they're giving him a bit of a harder time in this mid lane. Again, the matchup doesn't quite favor the Mirana anyway. So it's a bit of a struggle for Emo going up against Armel. Armel already 30-2, whereas Emo is 21-2, lagging behind a bit now.
Certainly so, though. Doodle gonna get chased down bot lane. Crystal Nova was there as well. Sakuchi should be ready to go in just a second. And Gabby, of course, will chase him down and take the kill. Absolutely no reason to back off there. So Doodle finds his first death of the game, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, this lane is really not easy for Terrorblade. Again, the harass coming out from TNC is quite good. Sakuchi does, it ignores armor because it's magic damage, so Doodle's innate tankiness is just gone.
Now Cuckoo, top lane, really applying a lot of pressure onto the Pugna. The Dogfights comes in, wants the cogs. The Ghost Form, or Decrepify was there. Now the Ghost Form, but that Nether Ward. We saw this the other day, John. It really tends to blow up those Necrophoses.
Yeah, every time they're, when they're low enough, they do want to cast a Ghost Shroud. It is 50 mana, and usually they wait until they're very low before committing the Ghost Shroud, so sometimes they're low enough to just die from the ward.
Absolutely. Even then, even if you don't, that Death Pulse, a very, very high mana cost. I mean, even at max level, 190 per Death Pulse. And I believe the ward, it does do... Yeah, the ward does magic damage as well. So the Ghost Form actually amplifies the damage from the ward when it ticks you off.
And that's why Pugna's a counter to Necrophos. It just really forces Necrophos to pop his spells a bit earlier than he'd want, so he doesn't really maximize it. And for the most part, he actually kind of hurts himself more.
I'm just actually... Well, hold on a minute. Mid lane, Armel. He may be in trouble. I thought there was a rotation coming in from Ollie, but looks like he just threw a Splinter Blast out and backed off. Top lane, Cuckoo moving forward with Tims. Again, that Nether Ward is already there, but they'll burst it down. Ollie may get caught out at the bot lane, and he will. Gabby should be able to pick this one up. There is a cold embrace, but it's only going to help for just a little bit, although he does have stick charges, but Gabby's going to go for the Sakuchi, and we'll find him. The Swarm actually got the kill anyway. What I was trying to say before, John, is I was actually doing a few calculations. And at the max level of that Nether Ward, not only do you deal 380 damage to the Necrophos when he's got the max death pulse in magic damage, but 40% more than that. What's 40% of 380?
Quite a fair bit. I'm not good with maths, Mike.
Alright, but
Just
it looks,
because
we're talking about 500 plus magic damage every time he death pulses himself through the ghost form.
it definitely hurts. It's really, this is why you pick Bugna against that Necrophos. It just causes you so many issues with trying to sustain yourself that it just kind of cancels out that great lane sustain that Necrophos brings. And it really just throws a very big wrench in Necrophos' game plan, which is drop low, bait them in, pop Ghost Shroud, and then Death Pulse up, right? Pop your wand as well. You can't do that when it hurts you so much more.
On the brighter side, Cuckoo is sitting at the top of the net worth board anyway, so for the moment he won't mind. In fact, he is going for the Hood of Defiance, which makes a lot of sense. You pretty much take the amplification away with that ghost form, so it won't really do as much to you. Mid lane as well, you look over. Armel, he's really starting to take over this mid lane, John. He's already almost 1k net worth ahead of Emo on that Mirana. Hold that thought, because bot lane, they will find Gabby. Some nice rotations coming in from Dogfights and the Pugna as well. The Tims will be there, ready to defend if necessary. Meanwhile, Cuckoo continues pushing out that top lane where Emo does join him now on that Mirana. It looks like they do actually switch over Doodle to that mid lane. I don't know about that one because Armel, he'll move forward straight away. They do have the level 1 Sunder available, but that is going to be an even harder lane. Meanwhile, bot lane though, Tims is in massive, massive trouble. Dogfights found him with that Cogs Battery Assault and they will find the kill. Now though, they will move on to that Pugna. Cold Winter's Curse is there. Armel, he will cancel the TP on Ollie. So the Winter Wyvern will drop. Gabby, he's going to find the Pugna as well. Arrow will not connect, and Gabby finds himself a Bounty Rune as well, just to top things off. In fact, he's going to turn around and try to go on Emo. But still, a great start again. TNC now 4k net worth lead at 10 minutes in. That is pretty substantial.
It is definitely substantial. The only hero on IG's side that's doing well is this Terrorblade. Even then, it's not like amazing farm. He's just at least matching Ember Spirit, which is good enough. The rest of your team has really suffered. The Pugna is actually pretty behind in terms of net worth. The Mirana has definitely suffered in that mid lane, so your early game momentum is probably not going to be ready.
We'll see how they do transition into the mid game now for the side of IG. Now look at Tims. He's already found Doodle with that early Vendetta. And they do place a sentry down. He did spot him out. Tims knows he has. But he will go for the Impale anyway. He's got some help coming in. And there will be Armel there though. Nice Sunder comes out. With the Moonlight Shadow, there's no detection available. We've seen that one before, haven't we, John?
Oh yeah. Way too many times. They will probably try to get a counterplay here.
Yeah, they're going after Tims first. Emo is there as well. And in fact, it'll be Cuckoo who's the target. Mind you, that is your hardest target. He's got the Hood of Defiance up as well. And he'll just walk out of there safely. So they didn't die for Tims. Winter's Curse is there. I guess they can set up with the arrow now. Emo will actually leap in.
Oh.
And now they're going to lose Ollie. Arrow comes out, completely dodged. Ollie is... He's caught and braced, but he is going to die. Meanwhile, hookshot from Dogfights. He is all by himself right now, though. The chains is there, and Dogfights is dead.
What was that?
I
What was that re-engage with the clockwork? There was no point. Everyone was pulling back, right?
Yeah, but
you lost your Winter Wyvern, you're happy.
Yeah, but
It's
even
fine.
then, like, what was with Emo? He leaps in. He doesn't actually arrow when the Winter's Curse is on. Ollie dies, and then, yeah, Dogfights jumps in as well. Says, hey, I want to be part of this as well.
Really odd what's happening in this game. TNC, however, is having a good time with this game, just capitalizing on those tiny mistakes that are really costly for IG. IG definitely have to step up their game. It feels like a different team than ones we've seen so far, Mike.
It certainly does. Tim's actually going to scout out both Ollie and Dogfights in the mid lane. They may get picked off right now. Cuckoo's there with the Reaper Scythe. Ollie, well, he just showed up, the poor guy. They won't even commit the Reapers yet. They'll hold on to it.
Just respawn.
In a T2 mid tower. Probably will end up falling. Although, Doodle being chased down to the top lane. But here comes Armel. Has the chains available. Does find him. Sunder was a second off cooldown. He needed one more second to get the Sunder off. He probably would have died anyway, though, to be fair. Now, Dogfights hooks in, though they have found the Pugner again. Ollie in trouble. No, he'll be fine. In fact, who are they chasing? It is Ninja Boogie. Oh, he gets the TP off, but he dies anyway. But still, you lost your Terrorblade, you lost your Pugner. It looks like they will be able to save their tier 2 for the moment, but... John, there's an 8k net worth lead now, and we're talking 13 minutes in.
Yeah, how often do you see that? How often do you see a tier 2 already gone up top at 13 minutes in? And this isn't even a lineup that's built for pushing. We mentioned this being the weakness of TNC's lineup, that they can't push fast. They have a Necrophos, they have a Weaver, they have an Ember Spirit. Not really heroes that take towers fast, you know. They can push fast, but, I mean, shove out a lane fast, but pushing itself?
Winter's Curse is there onto Gabby, and Tim's is waiting
Tim's
there.
blocked it.
He blocks the arrow, and Ollie is going to get stunned up. Well done to Tim's. Like, the coordination from TNC, it's always fantastic, but tonight, it really feels like they're doing outstanding already. Like, they came to play. And now Armel, he's found the Mirana as well. She has leap charges available, though she may just end up dying regardless. Slide of Fist, Remnant in. Armel finds it, though. Hookshot is nice from Dogfights. Can they find the pick-off? Ninja Boogie decides to let it go in the background. Meanwhile, a Sunder came out from Doodle, though it wasn't great, and he's going to be chased down now. Gabby's going to find him. Dogfight's trying to make a run for it. Tim's is there with Gabby. Ninja Boogie going to be perfectly fine, and they'll find a Nether Ward as a cherry on top.
I mean, TNC's just finding everything they want in these team fights. The Winter's Curse was spent early, so it wasn't going to be up there, but IG still decides to try to push in. IG does not have a great team fight, right? Their biggest team fight ult is that Winter's Curse. Otherwise, they don't really have crowd control. They don't have a good way of keeping someone locked in, except for Cogs. So it was really odd to force the issue there.
Oh, going again bot lane, though. This does not look great for TNC. They will back off to safety. Emo, he did manage to get that bounty rune. He really wanted that. Though it does look like TNC will get 3 of their own. They left the top one there, but it's just sitting there waiting. Look at Cuckoo top lane. Doesn't want to leave Doodle alone. This poor guy just has a Dragonlance up. He's not farming badly on the Terrorblade, but they really will not give this man any space whatsoever. And in fact, they're coming in for a gank attempt. Tim's is there. And oh, Doodle, is he actually going to stick around? Tim's not throwing out the Impel yet. So now Tim's will scout them out. The dust does come in. Can he get out of this one? Probably not, though. Nice double Impale. Spy Carapace as well, but he is definitely dead.
You know what gave him away there? It was the Necrophos Death Pulse. It was following him around while he was invis, so they just popped that dust, and that was easy. I'm really unfortunate that the Death Pulse was flying out to him. Really costing him that. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have dropped that ward. Probably not dropped random dust. And he might have been able to live true.
Top lane. Cuckoo has not backed off. I guess he does have a 4 stuff up now as well. They scan, but Cuckoo keeps running more forward. He does not care at all. In fact, he's going after Doodle right now. Oh, Sunder does come out in time. There's the Winter's Curse as well. Into the arrow. This should be an easy pick. And they will find it. A very nice pick off from IG. Though the cavalry is coming in. They'll go after the Pugner first. Armel bursts him down. TP attempt there, but that was wishful thinking. Now Ollie trying to get out as well, but Armel remnants in, takes him out. And Armel gets started with the GG well played calls in allied chat, as he does tend to do quite a lot.
Yeah, that's the Filipino way, Mike. No other way. That is the way. You galvanize your team by pretending to tap out. Or,
Mid lane, though. apologies, John. Gabby did get hooked on, but it looks like they just hooked and backed off.
Well, Gabby's not really the easiest target. Again, you do not have lockdown for this Weaver. It was a first phase pick as well, which is surprising because, again, they have no way of just keeping Weaver in place or stopping him from time-lapsing. Besides Battery Assault, Cogs, Arrow, if you can land it, and Winter's Curse.
My confusion there, though, John, is they use the hook shot on the clockwork, and then you cogs and go back. What was the point?
I'm not too sure. Maybe they were trying to bait out that time lapse.
But who cares about the time lapse? Like 55-second cooldown, fair enough. But now you're gonna lose this Roshan. Even if you wanted to contest, you've got no hook shot available. They're gonna take it anyway. They had no idea. They'll smoke up immediately out of TNC. Meanwhile, Tims, he goes down to that bot lane. He starts scouting out who's there. It looks like they are trying to go for a defense. Armel will also TP, and they may find Emo. In fact, they will. The Impel is there. Armel got the chains available. He's going nowhere. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, nice hookshot comes in. They will find Ninja Boogie. He will immediately buy back, and now they're going after Cuckoo on that Necrophos. And it looks like everyone else will back off. Tims, he'll start pushing out that bot lane. And there's only one outer tower left, John. It's only the T2 tower bot that's left to be taken by TNC right now.
Yeah, and this is not the spot where IG wants to be. Again, their lineup was kind of built to push faster. You have Mirana, you have Pugna who melts towers so terribly as well. As long as that Metamorphosis is up, it's just that their lanes just really went topsy-turvy. They couldn't get any sort of pressure out. And now 19 minutes in, 14k gold lead for TNC, 19-8.
Well, TNC, they'll start pushing out the bot lane. In fact, it'll only be Cuckoo for the moment. They drop that Nether Ward just to slow him down a bit, but he'll be fine. With that, Gabby, he still holds on to that Aegis. You almost wouldn't be shocked to see a high ground push right now. And it looks like it may happen. Gabby gets started. Mid lane Armel. Looks like he went for a chain attempt on the Mirana. Didn't quite get it off. And it looks like Tims was actually just looking for Doodle across the map again. Though Doodle, he will TP back down to his fountain. And now Moonlight Shadow. They want to try and go for a gank attempt. Cuckoo is there. Again, he has a 4-star. That is your hardest target if you want him. Bannerins as well. They come up, and TNC, they're going to grab every single one.
Yeah, that Moonlight Shadow was definitely wasted. Again, it comes down to the draft. IG just really lacked control to find anything to kill. If they had at least one hard stun, outside of a Battery Assault chain stun, or the Arrow, outside of Arrow, if you had something besides Arrow to keep someone in, and guarantee a stun, not just something that's kind of wonky like Battery Assault and Cogs, I think they could find a lot more pickoffs. It's just that right now, it's not guaranteed.
Well, they might find one. Ninja Boogie's there, although dogfights. Maybe the pickoff himself, but the rest of the team is coming in. Cuckoo wants to finish this off. He's trying to, but he can't throw out the Reapers in. In fact, Cuckoo might die. In fact, he does. IG, a nice pickoff, but now Winter's Curse comes out onto Armel. They've got the chains off already onto Ollie. But still, IG, they're probably going to be very, very happy with that Cuckoo kill, which... it's kind of funny because Cuckoo looked completely accidental. He was just trying to throw out the Reaper Scythe the whole time. And that Battery Assault kept cancelling it.
Yeah, that's one issue again. He did have Force Staff. I'm not sure if he expended it earlier, but didn't quite manage to get out of range of that. You have to still be careful. I mean, it's not a reliable stun, sure, but if you get caught, it's still kind of annoying.
Absolutely. Doodle trying to go for a BKB. He's getting pretty darn close, but again, if he does get that BKB completely, like, he's gonna have no buyback gold. And TNC, they really are trying to knock on those tier 3 towers a bit. That Aegis probably has only a minute or two left on it. Well, we'll see how this goes. Bot lane appears to be the best target for TNC, which is, I mean, it's the one they're aiming. Swarm will go out. Doodle will be the only one to cop it. Life Drain already expended as well. Armel moves in. They're just letting the tier 3 take a lot of damage from Gabby, who does have the time lapse available if he needs it. Netherwood, of course, being dropped immediately. Will they engage? They're trying to force out that time lapse, it seems, but now Lincoln Sphere comes out to make matters worse. Chains are there as well onto Emo on that Mirana. Gabby, Winter's Curse is there. They've got Cuckoo again. With that, they may be able to burst him down. The arrow does connect, and the reflection as well. They do get two, but one of them is just an Aegis. Now Ninja Boogie in trouble, but Armel jumps in. Once this Clockwork gone, he will find it, but they've lost their Crystal Maiden, and now the Weaver also in trouble. Gabby just trying to back out. Armel has to do a lot of work for his team. Gabby probably not going to survive, and he won't. IG. Wipe out 4 from the side of TNC. That is a massive loss for the side of the Radiant, and a massive win for the side of the Dire.
Yeah, I mean, they managed to hold on to their tier 3. Sure, it's just about fall, 93 HP left. But they do hold on to that high ground. So a very good defense coming out for IG. Probably one of the first favorable team fights for them. They managed to waste the Aegis and kill off Gabby, which is really big. I think right now, if you're TNC, you probably have to really be aware of your positioning a bit more. That was really awkward for the most part. Sure, it only caught out Necrophos and Gabby on that Winter's Curse, but that was enough. That was really enough to buy time for IG to come in, form up, get all the spells they want down, get the control they want, land the arrows they want. And if it comes together for IG, they are pretty scary. I mean, it's not like Terrorblade's that far behind. He's just behind Weaver by 2k, not too much, and he has a BKB now.
Absolutely. Mind you, they have found Doodle. Tim's stalking him right now, and I'm pretty sure Doodle's aware of this.
Double damage.
They can't actually get in range. There's not enough support coming in. Armel was very far behind, only one remnant available, so he really couldn't jump in for that. So he's going to get away scot-free. Now TNC, I mean, they had this really nice early game. There's still 13k net worth up in the lead. They'll actually go for a smoke attempt now. Mind you, the Terrorblade does have buyback available. Though, who are they jumping in on? It is Ollie. Get rid of that Winter Wyvern, though Arrow will actually hit on Tim's. But that'll stun up the Mirana. It was actually on purpose. The Spy Carapace used by Tim's, and he runs into it and makes it so they get 2 pickoffs very, very easily.
Yeah, that's a really beautiful play from Tim's, just making sure they get 2 kills from that. That's really wonderful. Again, Tim's on this Nyx Assassin has been on point, just finding all the kills he wants, managing to, cancel out some of the combinations coming out. There's one Winter's Curse where the arrow was cancelled out. Ooh. Dogfights is not TPing home.
Yeah, apparently not. He hasn't got one done.
It got cancelled. Tim's just cancelled it.
Oh, that's perfect for the side of TNC anyway. They'll get the tier 3 tower. And with that, they'll get started on the shrine immediately. Roshan, still 25 seconds till we find out what time it comes out, but I mean, if TNC can keep this up, it's an easy game 1 for them. The IG certainly not planning to let this go without a fight, and they are very much still in this game. They've only lost 1 tier 3 tower.
Yeah, it's still a rough start for IG, but again, you have a Terrorblade. You can scale to that late game. The Necrophos starts having a hard time once BKB start canceling out his damage. You have to reach that point, though. It looks like they aren't going to try to push this to the late game, as Dogfights has bought a Midas, Mike.
Oh, that's interesting.
At 26 minutes. That's pretty late for a Midas.
Well, he may feel like he needs more influence, maybe some more items coming up. I mean, it never hurts, right? If you're going late game, you may as well. He's already got everything he needs in the hookshot, cogs, and battery assault, I guess. But we'll see. He could have finished off that Spirit Vessel if he really wanted to, instead of getting that Midas pickup.
I mean, I guess the additional XP is pretty nice. You do want some XP in your Clockwork.
Mel, though, he's about to go pick up a full Shiver's Guard for himself. He almost has enough. He needs about 300 to 400 more gold. He'll pick up the recipe first, and then he'll farm up the Mystic Staff gold. Again, the side of IG's jungle, though, like it's just all the side of TNC. They're taking it they take everything. They're not allowing any farming space for Doodle on that Terrorblade. He has to continue moving around the east side of the map. It's certainly not what you want, and you know Doodle currently is probably pretty scared being out there alone with the Nyx Assassin on the other side.
Yeah, it's not easy. At the very least, he has his BKB. But again, you don't want to expend that defensively. You want to be using that... Oh,
They found him as well. Reflection comes out, Sunder available, the Frostbite comes in though, Dogbites goes straight on the Ninja Boogie, and Doodle will be perfectly fine. Armel. I thought I heard Armel, but never mind, he wasn't there. Gabby will just back off, back to the shrine. They'll lose their Crystal Maiden, and I guess they realize that this game, I mean, it's gotten slightly harder. Mind you, though, the Roshan will come up, and they do scout it out, on the very least, on the side of IG.
yeah, this BKB usage from Terribly, that's the BKB reveal, of course. At the very least, they did get a kill for that. I think TNC's happy enough to just make sure that 10-second charge is used like that, just for a Crystal Maiden kill. That's a fair trade for TNC. Shouldn't be too unhappy.
Ollie getting really chased down, although this could be a slight bait, but his team's not going to be there to protect him. Glimmer Cape won't be enough. Armel just remnants in. Mind you, Armel, he is now out of remnants, so he probably won't feel safe to do anything further. While that was happening, you see Emo, he does finally pick up his own BKB now on that Mirana. So the chain's not going to be nearly as effective, though that Courier, Gabby, really wanted that pretty bad. It had the ultimate orb on it, but he doesn't get away with it.
Fairly close call. If that courier went down, it would be so much harder to grab items outside, because again, you've already lost all your outer towers. You've already lost a shrine as well. So going to pick up items there without the courier, it's way too tall of an order. You've pretty much lost control there. At the very least, you have one ward watching it. But that's the backside of that secret shop area.
Well, we do have a Moonlight Shadow. They want to go for this Roche counter, though. The side of TNC, they need to know this is going on. There's a Sentry Ward already there. They'll scout out the Pugna. Cuckoo makes it very evident he knows, and he'll jump in straight after him. Reaper Scythe not available. He doesn't have the detection, though. The Glimmer Cape will wear off, and the Pugna's gone. Meanwhile, on the backlines, Armel is going onto Dogbites. Emo, BKB's up. Gonna try and take down this Ember Spirit. The Dogbites hook shots out, but he's gone. Armel about to fall, and he will. Reflection coming out from Doodle. No BKB, no Metamorphosis. Doodle actually has that meta on cooldown for another 15 seconds. So one for two, excuse me, trade. 2 buybacks come out from IG, though. Unfortunately for TNC, Armel doesn't have a buyback.
Yeah, a bit...
Oh, Ninja Boogie trying to take them out himself with that ultimate. Almost takes out Ollie. Won't quite get there, though.
Does IG go for the Roshan here? I think they might be able to contest. They probably aren't sure if Armel has or has not bought back. Like, he doesn't have the gold. He is only 80 away. I'm not sure if he's going to expend it for a Roshan defense, if they go for it.
He's 30 seconds away now. They know very, very clearly that IG is not in that pit yet, and I think it's too late even. Like, even if they wanted to now, like 20 seconds left, sure you could burst it with the Metamorphosis, but then you may end up losing it straight away afterwards. I mean, they are still 16k net worth behind.
Yeah, it's still a pretty big deficit. The only guy who's really farmed up is, again, Doodle on this Terrorblade, who now has a double damage rune bottled up along with the Metamorphosis. So we could see a contest here.
That is a very nice rune to pick up at this stage of the game. They will go into that Roshan arrow. They did smoke into this. TNC maybe not aware, and it's a very quick Roche being taken right now. Will they have time to even respond? They've got to know it's being taken now, but it is gone. That double damage really coming in handy for IG.
That's going to make it really hard for TNC to force these team fights now. They're already kind of struggling. It's not as clean as it was before. Now it's just made that much harder.
Armel gets started. Tim's will be go in, and the TB will be the target, but Doodle, again, he's sitting there with the Aegis. He's more than happy to take some damage. He still has the Sunder as well, although no mana for it, so he has to be careful about that, and Doodle may end up falling right now. In fact, the Impaler does connect. It's that patch change, John. And look how far they're falling. They actually get 2. Gabby, he'll get the double kill. And now Doodle, he's going to be chased down as well. He's forced the BKB up, but Tim's is making the chase. I don't know if he gets out of this one. Do they have a way to cancel? No, they do not. The Reapers was available, though.
Could have expended it there, just to cancel the TP. Opted not to. Maybe, you know, maybe they want to use it when they can actually kill Terrorblade with it, so he really won't be up in the next fight. That might be the objective. I feel like that's a waste. But you already won that team fight quite well. You took out the Aegis. Just kill off the TB. Your high ground push is secured.
Well, Dogfight's going to be in trouble. Nice impel there. They've got him now. Terrorblade, can he survive this? He has the Sunder ready to go. He'll use it straight away, but not on the right target, and he gets the Reaper's Scythe. I guess it was worth saving in the end, John. Emo, though, making a run for it. He is down as well. Buybacks are available.